Of course you can. That'll save time as well. Absolutely buzzing. Buzzing, mate. Always buzzing. Have you tried your shirt on?
Yeah, it fits, yeah, luckily.
Good lad.
I haven't got too big. I measured it, yeah, I've put on probably about a stone and a half since I ordered that.
Have you really?
Yeah.
So it'll fit perfectly.
This year, yeah, luckily I went on the bigger side, rather than the smaller side, it'll be embarrassing. I'll get it off again, we've got a week till the next one, I mean, is it a week? So yeah, won't be off by then.
Next match on table 19, Connor Tracy, Tony Blant. Connor Tracy, Tony Blant, table 19.
So off we go again. Eddie Barker breaks dry. He's playing Shaun Storry. Again, a race to 4. This is the Jason Owen Open. One more game before we get back into the meat of the main event and the last 16. So who do you fancy for this one? This is on paper, I think the bookie would probably make Shaun a strong favourite, but actually it's probably a lot closer than that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's strong favourite. I think you're right. I think he is a slight favourite. It's tricky for me. Eddie's one of my closest friends. So
I'm not saying for a second that I think that Shaun's a strong favourite, but I think if you're a bookmaker, I reckon that because the bookies over there will have heard of Shaun a lot more than they've heard of Eddie.
Yeah, possibly.
I didn't see the prices, but I'll go out on a limb and say. I don't know.
Well, I'm going to, because I'm from a bookmaking background, so let me have a guess. I'll go 1-2 Shaun, 6-4 Eddie.
Yeah,
that's what I'm.
Yeah, I reckon.
Possibly thinking around that sort of region.
It might have disappeared off the.
It's a great early chance for Shaun to take a 1-0 lead here anyway. I think ideally we'd like to have taken this red to the bottom left next. It's a bit of a loose cue ball if he does take that one, so he may be tempted to reroute. I think he'll be using that one to get onto the black last.
Every one of these games pretty much has gone hill-hill. This is Ben Rowland shitting himself at hill-hill. Whoops-a-daisy.
Ooh.
Is Jake McCartney in the room? Jake McCartney in the room?
So just a simple stun shot on this red, and black to right middle, and Shaun will be taking an early lead in this match.
Next match on table 5, Christy Caulfield, Dom Cooney. Christy Caulfield, Dom Cooney, table 5. Glenn Hannibal in the room.
Any idea what Shaun Storry, if Shaun Storry's got a nickname or anything, Nick? Because Eddie's known as Eddie Batman Barker. I don't know if you know if Shaun Storry's got a nickname at all.
He does. He does. And I want to say it's like something classic, like Good Night Story or something like that, but
Yeah.
it's not. It's the autopilot.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I'm basing that. I need to ask him why, but probably combined with the fact that he buys and sells cars. And I don't know if he holds a pilot's license, perhaps would make sense.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I don't know. I can actually tell you the reason why Eddie's called Batman as well, because I was the one that actually named him many years ago. So yeah, we was up in Yarmouth playing team events as you do, and Eddie had his own little room in the caravan, and sensibly gone to bed a bit earlier than the rest of us. We poled in at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I decided to go in and do what you shouldn't do: go in and wake your teammate up and. I'm not sure he'll thank me for this, but I'm pretty sure everyone knows anyway. So I walked into the room, and he was gone to sleep wearing a sleep mask over his eyes. So that was where the name Batman was born. But it works well with Barker as well, though, doesn't it? So yeah,
Brilliant.
yeah. I don't think I've ever seen anybody wear a sleep mask up in Yarmouth before, but there we go. And he's had that name for 20 odd years now, at least. So.
I liked.
Oh, that's strange. That red stopped and then fell in. Not sure if that should be replaced because there isn't a time elapse rule anymore about when the balls stop over a hole and then fall in.
Robin Cripps has also got a name for Shaun Storry, which I love. It's such a good nickname. It's the Spanish archer.
Right.
Elbow.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, you can see it there.
You can see the elbow just behind the WRPTs.
Yeah, it's really pronounced, isn't it? How it comes out. Yeah.
Almost double jointed.
It is. Yeah.
The Spanish archer.
Talking to my friend earlier about nicknames, and there was a famous TV program, sports program on, and they were talking about the nickname for the rugby player. I think his name's Billy 12 Trees.
Yeah.
And his Irish coach nicknamed him 36 because his name sounds like 12 threes multiplied in an Irish accent. Well, that was a really good name. Okay, so this is the key shot now. I think he's trying to go across and move the yellow that's above the two reds. Once he pots this red, he's loading it up. Yep, that's a shot he tried.
Spot bother now.
Yeah, you can only see the red furthest up the table. So I'm not quite sure what you can do with that. Maybe try and push Eddie's yellow onto the red and kill Eddie's yellow off, perhaps. Not sure if we can see enough of that. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. I think he'll just tie Eddie's yellow up here. Might be some mileage in this frame yet. Yeah, so Shaun Storry has played the shot that we said, just opened his last red up, and Daddy's going to have to work a little bit here to get into this frame. Tricky to hit a red here, so I think Shaun might be looking for a deliberate foul of some description. Just trying to think where a good place would be to leave the cue ball, because there's so much traffic to hit a red, isn't there?
Yeah. Yeah, I think deliberate foul is a good shout, because, as you say, it's not a guarantee to hit a red. There's no one cushion escapes. And
just leaving the potting this and leaving the white on the right hand side rail, I think. As long as he, yeah, okay, it's a bit of a mistake that, because he's giving Eddie the chance to pot the yellow and keep the two shots as well. This may be a plant. Sometimes if they're touching, you can squeeze it the opposite side.
Yeah, that's a bonus if that is a plant. And then carrying the two visits, just really one ball to get out.
And he's just eyeing up the fact there he can probably come off in between the two reds, and yellow will go in there. Neil Tom's in the background there, our organiser, table 14.
He likes the plant.
On table number 2, Chris Hampson, Ian Davenport. Chris Hampson, Ian Davenport, table number 2.
So a key to frame here is yellow bottom right, and he probably has to do that as his last shot as well, I think. I don't think he can do that and sort of stay on another yellow.
Well, the only question would be is whether he can just come down and drop onto the black now and then play it and leave the other yellow as a kind of backup plan.
Yeah, I think
possibly.
I think going to the black here is the right shot anyway, because he can leave the yellow for the middle as well, can't he? If he
needs to
he'd have to
bump
now.
it. Yeah, well,
I think he's okay. I think he can pot this thin enough and come back out with a little bit of left-hand side on the cue ball to avoid the red on the.
Do you think? I mean, he's got a pretty good angle.
What, to bump it out?
Yeah, just wondering if he can.
What, come behind the red and hit the yellow direct?
Behind the red or into the red. He's
and the
looking
issue with
again
going into the red is he might push it into a way where the yellow doesn't go into the bottom left-hand corner, isn't it? That's the only trouble with.
Yeah, I think he thinks the percentages are with him if he plays it into the gap. I think he's probably right. I was just exploring options, but yeah, I think that's.
I'm not quite sure what he's pointing out there with the cue. Almost like he was pointing to the right of the red that's over the pocket.
I mean, he's still carrying two. I mean, he could just double it out.
Yeah, I think he's going to just sort of play it as like a free sort of double into the top left-hand corner and screw the white back past the black, just to make sure you don't leave yourself snookered. See, now he's looking at come off the back cushion and off the red. But I'm not sure I'm a fan of that.
I think there's more that can go wrong with that.
Maybe the double is not on. Maybe it's a double kiss if he tries to double the yellow.
Yeah, it could be.
I mean, he really has to sort of just get this yellow out of that area and take his medicine. I mean, could he maybe trickle off the left-hand side of the yellow and nudge into the red onto the cushion and leave the yellow to the other? No, so he's going this way.
He likes this. He likes this. He needs to play it well there.
That's no. I mean, I think he can gain some sort of control. But
yes. Yeah, I think you're right, but I'm not sure that's what he was. He played it at such a gentle pace. Maybe if he's right on the cushion, he feels that it'll squeeze in. Maybe it was just overhit a fraction, but it felt like it almost needed to be cushion first and just push the yellow out a little bit more. At the pace he played it, he was just trying to leave it dead set on that bottom cushion and then try and squeeze.
The worst thing here, Nick, is there's no guarantee he actually gets the pocket here either.
No. maybe just trickle in behind it and push the red in behind the other reds to leave a snooker. I don't know.
Huge target up and down though.
It is.
Okay, so he's left it up and down.
Not only
and the 3-ball plant as well.
Not only a huge target, also he's left a huge pocket.
Yep. I'll be gobsmacked if Shaun didn't go up and down and try and go into these now.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, he can flick off it and take the white away, but that is a cuttable yellow from anywhere on the table. So
I think the plant's hard to miss. It's one of those that, whichever way you get it, I mean, the yellow's kind of.
You know, the only awkward thing about the up and down here, Shaun, Nick, sorry, is the fact for Shaun, I should say, is that the knuckle of the top corner comes into play slightly here.
Yeah.
I think he's going a little bit more right here.
Needs to play it with the tracer side. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way he's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's nailed it, and they come out absolutely lovely. How'd you like them? Yeah, I think Eddie will be disappointed there with the 2 visits.
Yeah, I just wonder if it was the right option, trying to fiddle with that bottom pocket. Why not? As you say, maybe it was. Maybe the double was a double kiss, or I don't know.
Oh, where's that cue ball?
Oh dear me, that's a howler.
Oh, he's got. They say he's got fortunate there, really, to lose control like that.
Yeah.
Trouble is for Eddie, he was sat right behind that. He would have been willing that in. That's it, Ed, blow it. Deep breaths, buddy. Deep breath. Just to confirm, this is still a race to 4, isn't it? This round, isn't it?
Yeah. Definitely ridden his luck on that one.
I think is it the last 32 when they go first to 5s, I think, in the Jason Owen?
Yeah.
Important for Eddie now to get a good break and try and get back in this match. He's 3-0 down, and well, I'd say that we saw that in the last match, and they can swing around very quickly.
Yeah. Ian Davenport playing in the foreground on tape 2. Lots of games in action, and if you want to keep up to date with any of the score lines, then you'll find them on qscore.com.
Next match on table number 12, Lee Howitt.
Look at the setup of this table here. It's like both sets are quite nice, apart from the 2 balls that have married each other and on the top rail there. I think Eddie would have definitely liked the opportunity to try and take this finish on, but looking quite tricky now with those 2 balls wedged together like that.
Noticeably, Scott Gillespie, who played on stream yesterday against Shane Thompson, someone who was probably struggling for a bit of form. You could see him really trying to play himself into form during that match. He's in the last 16 in the main event, and he's currently 2-0 up against Mike King as well in the Jason Owen. So he's featuring still in both events.
Mm-hmm. Good. Yeah, that's a nice containing shot by Eddie, taking that bottom right-hand corner.
Next match on table 7, Gareth Hibbert, Neil Davies. Gareth Hibbert, Neil Davies.
Very much 50-50 this frame, the way the balls are situated. Good news, bad news for both players where they currently are.
You may have just heard Gareth Hibbert called to the table. He'll want to.
Got 2 yellows that are. You've got the yellow on the left-hand side next to the red, and obviously the one on the top rail. So.
Yeah, I was going to say, Scott, I'd sometimes wonder whether the World Rules players can take more of a leaf out of the black ball players' rule set, in that you're always looking on that first shot to try and develop as much as you can on the table, whereas World Rules, you naturally want to try and hang on to those 2 visits, so you go after a pot early doors. But in black ball, you don't have that luxury, so you try and open the table up. And I think World Rules players sometimes don't use that enough to maybe just say, actually, I'm going to sacrifice that first shot to open up the table.
I completely agree. I think it's very valid point. I think a lot of World Rules players are obsessed with keeping the 2 visits because they want to hopefully get to the black with 2 shots just in case they miss the black, and it's not always necessary to for that to be the case. Yeah, sorry. I was just saying that I completely agree with you there. It's I think, especially when somebody's on the clearance, I notice sometimes you get down to that last sort of 2 or 3 balls, and they'll pot the 3rd last ball and then sort of run out of position a little bit, whereas they could have just bumped one of the other balls into nearer a pocket or into a better area and make it easy with a 1 visit. So
I almost wonder if that was a moment then with Eddie when he played the ball to middle, if he could have maybe played the yellow on the left into the 2 at the top of the table and kind of take your chances and say, do you know what?
Yeah, I can't remember the exact setup now, but like you said, he could maybe have come off the yellow on the left-hand side and gone into those 2 at the top, and then it would have opened everything up, wouldn't it? I would say slight favourite here, but hesitant to say he's a big favourite in this frame. There's a bit of a tactical shot that Shaun could play here. He could play the red that's in line with the white and yellow at the moment. Knock that red onto the yellow and push the yellow down towards this bottom right-hand corner. Just to give Eddie another headache.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much the only pocket he's got any control of at the moment. And of course, there's no yellows around it, so...
Another shot from I'll be looking at for being a World Rules predominantly player is to come off the right hand side of the red that's to the left of the black, and you can push the black down into that area as well.
Yep.
I'm saying this, but I'll never play those shots. Never see them when I'm out there. You feel like Shaun's itching to try and get one of those reds out, but he's going to go for another deliberate foul, I believe. Just making sure that he left the white tight so that Eddie can't do anything with the cue ball, even if he does retain the 2 shots. So I'm wondering if he has left that yellow top left, but even if there's any value in Eddie even potting that, I mean, he's still got the 2 yellows tied up. I mean, the yellow to the left middle, it's a very acute angle. And the red's gone too far past the pocket, hasn't it, to make it a big pocket?
Yeah.
Jack Schofield for the top table.
I think he went for the pot there with the speed that he's played it. Still no harm done.
Is there any value now in maybe moving the yellow that's next to the red, pushing it maybe down towards his
bottom right hand corner, perhaps?
Yeah,
I think he just maybe recognised that yellow wasn't nice down at the end of the table. So
just getting that one back out into open play, knowing that. I
mean, Shaun has got a shot here, but I don't see the value. I mean, so he can take the red to the middle and run the white up into the red and yellow to spring that red out. But then he's still got the problem of that red on the that's hidden behind this yellow at the moment. But he will have a couple of balls in that area of the table to get on that or to bring it out. He doesn't need to at the moment, really.
He's got all the pieces in play at the moment, isn't he? He's still got his 7 balls on the table, and I don't think he's going to be any kind of rush to start taking them off.
So he might well have only left him seeing that yellow on the left-hand side, which might not be a bad thing for Eddie to bring that into play. Okay, so from the start of the frame, it's been all about those 2 balls at the top of the table, and it still is. I've seen quite a good deliberate foul here, actually, Nick. So play the red that's on the balk line to pop the yellow over the pocket.
Yeah.
Leave the white over on the side where he can only see the one that's above the red now.
Yeah, good shout. Wanted that red over the pocket there, didn't he?
So Eddie has got the option here. He could... Obviously, the trouble with this shot is you don't know where the yellow's going to end up, but he could hit the yellow and screw into the yellow and red to bring those out. But you don't know where that other yellow's going to end up unless you can double it into the middle past the red, perhaps.
Can he cut the yellow in bulk into the top corner and then...
Possibly. It's difficult to tell. I mean, that looks extremely thin. Ideally, I mean, overcut it and take the pocket would be a good result.
Scott Gillespie, Neil Tom, Scott Gillespie, table 14.
Just wonder if he looks at my gung-ho shot here and screw back into it. I think he is, you know. Oh, I'll tell you what, has he quadded it? Okay, well, I think he's got a shot on the one on the top rail, and maybe a big pocket as well.
Yeah, I think so.
Could have been worse. He didn't get the connection on the 2 balls that he was looking for, did he?
Problem is now he needs to get that control back. So, well, he either needs to bot this or certainly get it over the bag because everything's now open.
I wonder if he can play it slow enough with running side where he can sort of just drift the white over towards this like middle pocket on the bottom of the screen as we're looking. Oh wow! Might as well use a jaw. That's what it's there for.
That's not too bad.
Is that all saying turned out nice again?
Yeah. And
still got a cue a nice shot here though.
He does, but doesn't have to do too much with the cue ball. He can pretty much stun it.
Yep, just kill it dead. That's a great camera angle as well down the line. Lovely,
beautiful.
I think those sort of shots. Eddie's from a snooker background originally. I know. I think that those kind of shots favour the snooker players, you know, because they can cue those shots nicely.
You can tell with his cue action as well that he's snooker. His chin's right over the ball. He's got the classic pause on the backswing.
Just about to say the same thing, and I think that those shots that yellow done that you just played previously, that's the ideal shot when you cue that way. I think, isn't it?
And played it just so smoothly as well.
Yeah. Some scores there.
The thing is, they're easy to miss. I mean, he made it look really simple, but they're very easy to miss.
See Dylan Neary carrying on the weekend as he means to go on. He's through to the last 16 of the main later on today, and he's 3-0 up against Glenn Hannibal at the moment.
I was just talking to Zach Shepherd actually, and I don't know if Zach's been watching Dylan, but he said he fancies Dylan to take down that main event.
Well, he beat John McAllister 7-4, and then he beat Clint Ianson 7-2 this morning, and I mean, pretty sure Clint only missed 1 or 2 balls in the whole match, and well, I think these Reds have gone, Nick.
Yeah, frustrating for Eddie after fighting his way into that last frame to get on the board, and he would have ideally wanted some kind of chance in this one, but that's a good break.
I like this route because I think it's... Otherwise, if he takes the one to the middle and comes down this way, he's got to transition back and up again, whereas he can just maybe get rid of all three of these down this end of the table and then just concentrate on the three at the just above the middle part. Do you know anything about Dylan's opponent later on this afternoon? I'm pretty sure he's a Hungarian.
Who was it,
player.
sorry?
I don't want to say his name. I don't want to offend him or anything. But
are we talking about the main?
Yeah, in the last 16 of the main.
Let's have a look.
He was on the stream earlier today. He played Wade Morley and played well, but I don't think it was streamed.
No. Of course, I'm on the wrong event on Q Score, so excuse me while I navigate my way there. And
don't you worry, I'm a pure technophobe, so you're fine. Just wants to leave the cue ball somewhere in between all three reds would be ideal here.
Is Dylan from your neck of the woods? I know, obviously,
yeah,
plays for Northern Ireland, but
he's got that club in Maidenhead Racks.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was a nice flick off the yellow there. So Shaun safely navigated the bottom end of the table, and now he's just got these three balls on the top end. Yeah, I don't want to attempt his name, but it's not a player I'm aware of who Dylan's playing in the last 16 of the main.
Oh, Josh Juhaz.
Yeah. Is it a player you know, or...?
So, as you say, successfully navigated 3 frames to 1 and on the hill, so another big break coming up. Yeah, Josh, so a name I've heard of a number of times, but not somebody I'm particularly familiar with. Yeah, I think originally from Budapest. Lives in Barnsley now, so a bit of a
somebody
change.
Somebody said earlier that he one of the sponsors on his shirt was I think it's one of the main sponsors for JJ's club.
Oh yeah, for Savannah. Yeah, he's a graphic designer. Around racing, by the look of it.
Right. Okay.
And horse racing.
Just about to say that Eddie didn't catch that break at all well, you know, but there's a nice separation of the two sets, and probably looking at yellows. Yep, yellows is the choice. He's tried to get across to his tricky area, which seems to have come out okay.
I think he plays around that area. If I remember, I think he's associated with, of course, around the Barnsley area is the Websters, isn't it? It's all Seb Webb and Steve Webster and Billy Webster and all that, that crew out of the pub over that way.
White Rose or something, isn't it?
No, that's Andy Appleton's. It's they all play out of the. I think it's the Butchers. They Butchers Arms. They always have a successful team when they go to things like Golden 8 Ball and so on and so forth. He's definitely in that area, but yeah, the right area. Also plays around the White Rose, I believe. Definitely a player that's been in and around the IPA for a number of years.
Eddie's main problem here is going to be the yellow that's currently sat next to the black, but I believe once he puts this yellow into the bottom right hand corner, that will free that yellow to go into the left middle. Just needs a nice positional shot here though to land on these yellows on the bottom left. Yeah, so once this is cleared out of the way, then that yellow next to the black will go to left middle. And that's disastrous.
Ooh.
I mean,
yeah.
It's one of those. It might not. Just trying to think if it would have been better if it actually dropped, but whatever it is, it's not ideal at all.
No, that's horrible.
I mean, kind of a containing shot. He could just dribble the red in. So play a deliberate foul, leave the white there, so that you can at least see the red at the top left hand of the table.
Or maybe even similar shot, perhaps yellow onto red, and just nudge into the two yellows to try and leave the one at the top of the table. So at least he's then got some cover over the pocket, perhaps. I don't know. It's
anything with that shot. I don't know if those two reds are maybe a plant, or maybe he leaves him on the right hand red to the top corner as well.
Yeah.
In this situation, he's just got to maybe just take your medicine, and yes, you're going to give Shaun a chance to nudge that red out of the top and then get the pocket again with the second shot. But
I guess he doesn't need to play the plant because the yellow's blocking the path to the three reds anyway. So and at some point Shaun would have to develop those reds. So at least the benefit of playing the deliberate foul is that.
Okay, so I think he's just decided to
put in some more cover around.
Decided he wants to sort of just knuckle it, settle in, I should say, for a longer frame, I think.
Yeah.
So one thing you're trying to do here in this situation, if you're in Eddie's position, is you're trying to manufacture a way to play either a red onto the yellow onto the red to leave the red in that area, or the black. But where the balls are situated at the moment, he's not really going to have this. This is not a bad opportunity to do that now. So you hit the red onto the yellow onto the red.
Yep.
Especially with those two reds finishing pretty awkward on the bottom rail there as well.
Do you think he hits it directly into the one that's in front of it, or maybe into the one that's near the rail?
No, the one that's in the direct line now.
Yeah.
And you want to hit this so clean as well.
Yeah.
Ideally,
it sits on it.
Yeah. He's playing a little bit of screw so that it follows it through afterwards a little bit. That's okay. Yep.
Yeah, I think that works. Yeah. Certainly tied it up, and
I mean, he can double kiss the red out of there, but it's not going to go very far.
I mean, the good thing is here for Eddie is that he's not left anything for Shaun to open with, so Shaun's got to waste his first shot, and that I think is always important in this rule set, that you just try and waste your opponent's first shot.
Shaun's just going to play the deliberate foul pack here, isn't he?
Indeed.
Yeah, it's a good shot as well, because he's not giving Eddie a chance to break anything out, I don't think, and he's too close to break them out at speed. And even if he does, the white's going to be careering up towards the top left-hand corner anyway, so...
Don't think... Yeah, he doesn't play anything adventurous here, does he? He's got a...
The trouble is, though, I can't really see what he's going to... I mean, I think he's going to have to play the yellow off of the red to hopefully bring the red away from the cushion a little bit to open up that yellow that's to the right at the moment. Oh, this is fiddly. I don't like these.
No.
Ooh. Makes me go funny even watching it. Thing is that even if he just nestles in there, Shaun's just going to probably just tap the white and leave it there as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
This actually could work a bit better. He's just said to Shaun that the red's not touching. I'm not sure if the red reached.
Oh, disaster if it didn't.
I mean, you think it was almost impossible that it didn't reach, but it was played ever so slow, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't think anyone could make the call. I don't think anyone's even questioning it.
No,
So
that's fine. I don't think Shaun's going to be doing anything other than just...
Oh,
it was a foul.
It was a foul.
Okay.
And
Foul snooker, we can pick up the cue ball.
yeah.
I think Shaun's got to go now, I think. There we go. Yeah, I pretty much can see from that it probably, well, definitely didn't reach it. Eddie called it, which is good, because he was right next to it as well. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's the one good thing about Q
Sports,
Sports,
like a little
isn't it?
almost looked like a little miscue, didn't it?
Yeah, like he didn't want to hit it too hard, but
Yeah.
I think it's just a good thing in our Q Sports, isn't it, that we do call
Yeah.
fouls on each other as well in that situation, because Shaun wouldn't have known, I don't think, because he was too far away from the table,
Yeah.
wouldn't he? So that was nice. He's not actually going for these. I'm quite... I'm not someone to say I'm shocked, but I thought he might... Oh, perhaps he was. He was trying to
Yeah, I think
play it off the yellow, perhaps, but...
try and play the red off the yellow, but I think he's got an angle to get across there now, but I don't think he's going to want to play this. Not with one shot remaining. Well, yeah, just pushing the black into the zone. Just
I've seen the shot, Nick. Red onto black onto yellow to take the pocket. And then Shaun's red will be completely locked up then with the black and two yellows around.
good option. Yeah.
Thing is, in these kind of tactical scenarios, there's lots of different opinions on what the right shot is. Sometimes somebody will play a shot that you've never even thought of, and you just think, oh, that's really clever. Or other times you just don't spot the obvious tactical shot as well.
I guess Eddie's plan of attack there would be to try and work that yellow down into this area so he could then use the yellow off the yellow to try and break everything out, perhaps.
Yeah. I mean, here I think he's... Oh, that's amazing. You wouldn't think there was a gap through there, would you? He needs to reach a cushion, though, this time. Yeah, I think he made sure he got that.
Yeah. Can Shaun screw back into the...
He can. The only trouble is where's that red going to end up that he's screwed back off of? That's the only thing. Could he play the brave, deliberate foul where he just hits the yellow onto the red and takes the pocket that way? I had one of those in my match today, and it did that horrible thing where it just hung over the pocket for a split second and then donk.
Yeah, I mean he has the option to maybe go for them.
More adventurous, he could take the red to middle and one down the rail next, and if he's got a bus to catch, maybe.
Can he? No, I was going to say, can he? No, I think he's just.
He just wants to get another red into play, doesn't he?
Yeah, yeah. I was just wondering if he could double the one that's to the right, just to get it back across. I don't know. I don't think he can anyway, and the knuckle would be in the way of that.
Yeah, I can see the shot you're thinking of.
On table 18, Richard Chapman, Leo Fernandez.
I just think he feels like he's in control at the moment, and he doesn't
Yeah.
want to, you know,
Yeah.
give it away. That was a fine effort.
On table 19,
I think he's got Eddie snooping on both yellows. He might be able to actually see the one on the middle, actually, thinking about that. I can't see a positive shot for Eddie here. I think he'll just maybe just need to come off that yellow and just run the white into balk and just get a bit of distance for a minute.
Yeah, well, I'm not even sure. I don't think he can see it, can he? I don't think he can see it. No, if we look at the overhead, then I'm pretty sure he can't. I mean, he could bend
It's deceptive
it.
though sometimes, these angles, isn't it? Sometimes he can might even be able to see the potting angle of it, let alone
I mean,
see it.
He could go one cushion, top of the table, and
Yeah. Well, there we go. I think you can just see an edge.
yeah, maybe.
And you could definitely see him with those glasses he's wearing as well. They've developed brilliantly over the years, those glasses now, haven't they?
I need to get myself some of those. I really do.
He says they're really comfortable as well to
Yeah.
wear, nice and light. And
On table 16, Mike Larkin.
You can pretty much buy them off the shelf now as well, can't you? You know, I think
Yeah.
a lot of opticians do offer the option. It used to be quite bespoke at one point, but I think there's a few places you can get them. Oh, you obviously can see an edge. But I mean, I really struggle. My eye.
oh, he's lost his keyboard.
No,
Brakes.
it's going to hold. It's going to hold.
He knows the pace of the table, doesn't he?
Yeah.
But you're talking about the players with glasses. Like Martin Gould famously used to wear the glasses, but he used to look over the top of them when he was
I know,
queuing.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
just more. He just wore them for habit than anything
Yeah.
else.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know. It's probably only the last 3 years that I've actually started wearing glasses full time. I used to only really use them at work or for reading.
Oh,
and
you mean
things
in
like
general?
that.
In general use? You
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, just general use, just wearing them all the time, and even then I used to take them off to play pool. But my eyes were just okay. Now I find that I just struggle. I'm playing a lot of shots instinctively.
Yes.
And I struggle just wearing normal glasses because, like you say, you've got to push them right up onto the bridge of your nose to be able to look through them. Otherwise, you're looking over the top.
Yeah.
And I haven't. I know Shaun Chipperfield. He really struggles. He was wearing contact lenses, and he.
Well, that's the aggressive route. I was trying to work out what shot he's going to play, and he's played a worldie there, isn't he? Kind of unexpected as well, the way the frame's gone, isn't it? That he's
Goodness
just-
me.
We get a replay of that shot at some point. It's a blur.
Yeah,
It's even
yeah.
caught. I think it's even caught our.
Yeah, caught Paul unawares.
Yeah.
No, I was saying that Shaun Chipperfield tried a set during lockdown, and I don't think he can get on with them. He really struggles with contact lenses because when they're in there all day, finally his eyes become dry. If you ever watch him play in the evening, then he's constantly blinking. He says
Oh, really?
his eyes become really dry, and then he struggles to keep them moist. Yeah, you just see him blinking all the time. But he couldn't get on with the glasses. He tried. But yeah, they seem to work perfectly well for Eddie. The other thing I think you need to do as well is to make sure they're absolutely crystal clean as well, don't you? Any smears on them and you're looking...
Yeah, I can imagine that. Just even
Yeah.
the slightest bit be off-putting. That's not the nicest bump he's ever had because he's... The bridge and overside, the pot's okay, but he's got to play a bit more force now to come off the cushion and back out again.
I mean...
I still think he gets these, but it's given Eddie a little glimmer of hope here.
It has.
Anything you find something, if you do miss these bridge and over, you tend to miss them on the thin side. So if he misses, it's going to be to miss on the left-hand side of the pocket as we're looking. No, he's absolutely fine.
I've got to say, he is... There's a couple of players that play bridging shots. I mean, I hate them personally, but there's a couple of players that... I mean, Tom Cousins is another. You rarely see him miss a shot when he's bridging over.
Well, it's unfair. He's got that elbow, isn't he, to bridge over with.
Yeah, true.
You
Yeah.
see it there. It's
Yeah.
sticking up there.
Yeah, Sean's another that he just doesn't seem to faze him.
Right, I shall be seeing Eddie at the bar later on.
Yeah, the players shake hands, and that's our action for the Jason Owen for today. We're going to now focus on the main event, and coming up in that main event is going to be, we have Matt Peel against Arf and Dad. In fact, the other three matches, Dylan Leary has just got underway on table 4. Sean Chipperfield playing Callum Singleton on table 5. Jamie Graham just underway against Connor Tracy on table 8. We're going to be watching Matt Peel against Arf and Dad. Shaun Storry's straight back in action against John Rowe. Scott Gillespie, Glenn Hannibal. Christy Coldfield. I nearly said something else then. Against Chris Day, and Josh Kane against Jack Schofield. So that's the lineup for the last 16. As I say, we'll be watching Matt Peel against Arf and Dad. We'll be back with that action in just 5 or 10 minutes. Thanks very much, Scott. Thanks for your company.
No, thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks for having me on board.
Yeah, very welcome. Anytime. And talking about time, as I say, give us 5 or 10 minutes and come back and join us.